My name is Lisa Danielson. I'm the director and creator of Y. I think to me Y represents a personal journey, definitely. And it's something that I think we can all kind of identify with and all adapt it to our own personal struggle.
So, once we decided we were going to do the project, which, we thought about it once, we were out in the middle of the Gran Desierto, knocked back a couple bottles of tequila and done a little mezcal, and, we were sitting around talking to Mescalito and just thought, hey, this would be a great idea, a chicken crossing a road. No one's ever done that before.
Well, it's about the boundaries and the goals that we create for ourselves. They're all made, by humans, by us, and these are our own obstacles to overcome. And then the journey of the chicken represents our attempts to overcome these obstacles and kind of break through to sort of a new way of being. It sort of represents, the struggle and then the victory that we can all savor at the end.
The whole concept of the chicken crossing the road was one that was, a personal one to me. It is a philosophical point that I've debated many times, and I thought that Lisa Danielson, of all the filmmakers out there, would be the one who could truly realize the chicken crossing the road.
Well, I think at one time or another, we've all been the chicken. The purple thing, I think in some ways, the purple thing represents the devil. I wasn't intending to incorporate traditional archetypes into the film, but we all have that adversary, that one person that's our enemy that we have to counter. And then really the others, R2 and Frenchie, they're just sort of the innocent bystanders. They represent the swirling mass of humanity that sort of comes into and out of our lives, and that maybe they have an effect here and there, but they're not really participants in our being. And so that's why I think it's an important film. That, and I spend a lot of time awake at 3 a.m.
I was approached by Lisa Danielson to work with her on this film.
He's been kind of an educational experience to work with.
Thank you. Yes.
Will Stefanoff, who is another outstanding professional, can really hold his liquor. Actually, I was really impressed.
Yeah, it's our producer.
Went ahead, scouted locations. Originally, it was going to be kind of a Titanic-based thing on Tempe's Town Lake, but we just found the mayor a little bit, frankly, a little bit too much of an asshole to deal with. So we decided to look for an alternative site, and we found it. Actually, still in Tempe, and it turned out to be very convenient because it was right outside the house. So that saved us a lot of money.
We had no budget, really. We all brought household items and whatever scraps that we could find. We had gifts from family members, and we had our own tequila already, fortunately. I spent $40 out of my own pocket to make this film. Maybe a little bit more, and it was all technical equipment. That's the good thing about pooling actors from the stuffed community. You don't have to pay them, although they will come into your house and drink all your liquor if you let them.
So then it became a problem of deciding who was going to be the chicken. Who did we want to be the chicken?
Chicken and I just had an encounter in kind of the art scene in San Francisco.
And, we originally were thinking Steve Buscemi, but he wasn't available, so instead we went to Chicken, who was an aptly named actor for the part.
I found him kind of in a pile of other chickens, and he really spoke to me, So it was really no problem whatsoever to cast him. There was no one else that can play Chicken but Chicken.
We'd heard, he could be difficult. Sometimes had a little drinking problem, but we figured, hey, who doesn't? Well, we can work with that.
And I smuggled him back in my luggage, and he's been kind of hanging around ever since. He does the odd task and picks up lint.
A lot of critics saying that they really enjoyed the fun ensemble cast that we put together for this film, and they asked, well, how'd you get such a group of relatively unknown talent together for this film? And, well, the key here is Chicken again, because Chicken being stuffed, has a lot of connections with the stuffed actor community, and so we relied on him to give us some suggestions on who we should cast for different parts. And one of his first ideas was, of course, to cast the Purple Thing in the role of one of the professors. And
we're introduced by friends, and he's kind of the old man of the bunch. He's a real surly asshole, actually. And you look at him, the guy never smiles. He's always there, but he's the straight man. I mean, that's how he is, really.
I was truly inspired because there's a whole symbolism there with the Purple Thing just having one leg and having to lean on the other ones. I think there's a lot of reflection of that in many real-life academic circles, so get a little nice touch of realism in there.
The drinking and the drugs, well, we've all been there.
His, drug problem is a little bit to deal with, but it's okay. Like I said, we've all been there, we've done that, we know how to work with it.
Yeah, one night after Purple Thing, it was just stoned out of his mind, man. He got into it with the Chicken. I think he thought the Chicken was coming to take his soul and beat the crap out of him. And you can kind of see in the film, Chicken's got a kind of a swollen eye. I think that works with the picture. We tried to orient the Chicken so that, it looked like he was turning to the side, so you wouldn't really notice that little wound on him. It's pretty funny. R2 broke it up. Frenchie was just laughing his ass off the whole time, and the rest of us were too drunk to move, so it didn't matter.
Two of the biggest surprises in our cast choices were, one was R2-D2.
The biggest surprise, I think, for me, character-wise, was R2-D2. He approached us, actually, to do the film, and I was stunned and just gratified, because R2 is nothing if not a professional.
I mean, given the whole recent work with George Lucas and all, it was really surprised that he actually had time to come in and do a little bit part for us, but we're glad that he did.
And he had his own acting coach. After episode 1, just wanted to break out of that whole Lucas stereotype. I mean, sure, he was the best actor in all 5 of the films, but I think he's really starting to look for something else. He's looking to stretch himself. He's looking to really move his acting capability beyond just kind of the happy little droid that you see in the films. And we wanted to give him that opportunity to have a serious role, and he just jumped all over it. But definitely, I think the others benefited from his presence.
Just his stability and his smooth, domed character just really helped carry the film through some of its rough spots.
Well, it's tough. People ask me, because I have R2-D2 in the film, if George Lucas has been an inspiration, and frankly, George Lucas needs a cock punch. Spielberg too. We should just line him up. Another good surprise was Frenchie. He was picked up by the producer, actually.
I think the biggest star here is, of course, Frenchie. I mean, the gamble, getting a foreign actor who no one really knew into this part was really I think an inspired choice by Lisa. Because she had the faith in him, and he really came through for us. As you can see in the film, he's always smiling, he always has that kind of devil-may-care sort of attitude. He just cracked us up on the set every time.
Frenchie, he his name is actually Emile, but we don't know what the hell he's saying half the time, so we just call him Frenchie. He's a happy guy. He's kind of got that physical comedy going on. That's sometimes a little hard to deal with. If you're not careful, the bastard will pull your chair out from underneath you. Yeah, I think that kind of pissed off the purple thing one night, and there were some blows. It was kind of ugly. Overall, I think the cast kind of meshed pretty well, and we got along, you know. We had that episode where we all hung out together, you know, on the porch, and passed a few drinks, smoked a few joints, you know, this typical cast kind of shit. It was really sweet.
Man of the hour.
We found shooting on location to be quite smooth, actually.
And it was really kind of hot that day.
I mean, the spot we picked is known for its frequent and unpredictable traffic, but we had a pretty good day.
It was hot the day that we were shooting. It was hotter than we thought it would be. We could only get the light just right in the afternoon.
It just went very smoothly. It was kind of a guerrilla shooting tactic, and it worked really well for us.
And the chicken, after all that tequila, he passed out a few times.
Oh, shit! Oh, this is gonna be hard. Okay. Damn it!
It was kind of tough. We had to sort of prop him up a little bit. He wasn't looking too good. And the others, too.
Perfect.
All right. Let's make some movie magic.
It was difficult, but we got through it. And there were also some ants, actually. That was kind of bad, too. They'd crawl all over you. Yeah.
We did it on a Sunday, and people went to church a lot, so we didn't really have to worry about the normal traffic problems. Didn't have to hire any cops or traffic control or crowd control either. It was...
I tried to incorporate some elements of course, Kurosawa, because he was the first filmmaker to really do it all. You know, there are elements there that he uses to build tension and to create drama just from the atmosphere of the film. And I found that actually the wind was a problem, to be honest, because all you need is a little wind, and your film, well, it just takes on a whole new meaning.
Oh, damn it.
One of the more controversial shots in the film is the scene where Chicken is in the road with Jesus and a tequila bottle. And there was a lot of argument. Lisa didn't know she was going to put it in, but then she ultimately decided to. And I think it adds a whole new dimension to the film because it's just full of symbolism.
There was one difficult scene. There was one special effects scene. And that was the scene with Jesus and the tequila bottle and the chicken.
And he's flat. And his head is oriented towards the sidewalk. Now you juxtapose that with the tequila bottle, which is also face up. And it's lying parallel in the same direction. That's very important. It's in the same direction. Now, the last element, Jesus. Jesus, if you'll note, is upright.
Most people don't put Jesus in a film. It's hard to get him.
Very few people would put Jesus upright in this kind of film. And it's very chancy. But Lisa does it, and she pulls it off.
You know, in the old days, to conjure up Jesus, there was a bowl of barley, some blood, the occasional goat. That was back then, and nowadays it's a little bit different. All you really have to do to conjure up Jesus and get him to appear in your film is to promise not to vote Republican.
And, well, what more can I say?
Big studios at this time, I think, are just not ready for this type of film. You know, I believe that this film can reach a wide audience, you know, and is really accessible to everyone. But of course, my views aren't shared with, Paramount and whatnot. They're still looking for something that's more flashy and probably more family oriented, to be frank. I mean, everyone in this film is naked. You just can't show that on a big screen and hope to get a PG-13 out of it.
So you are, I assume you're planning to go to Sundance and the Cannes Film Festival?
No, I don't think so. I have a dissertation to write.